Yeah, yeah. Say you flexing, it's a big lie. When I pull up, get it big lie. And you know that I'ma give.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Secondary League Podcast, a baseball podcast presented by the Pinch Runner. I'm baseball YouTuber and writer for the Pinch Runner, Dawson Wright, and today I'm joined by Noah Wright, who is also from the Pinch Runner. And Noah, this is probably going to be our longest episode ever today.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to talk about, especially all the All-Star stuff that happened over the week.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues going on with the All-Star game that we are going to talk about, but first, we are going to discuss the Houston Astros, who are basically hacking Major League Baseball right now, because they have one of the best Major League teams right now.
And they also have a really good minor league system and farm system.
Yeah, and they have one of the best minor league systems, and probably one of the most underrated players of all time, Rogelio Armenteros, who is he's a podcast favorite and somehow is not on the top prospect list.
Yeah, because he doesn't throw 100.
Yeah, because apparently Rogelio doesn't throw 100, but he gets people out. He's a pitcher. That's his job, right?
Yep, and he strikes him out too.
Mm-hmm. I don't really understand what the thing is with as long as you throw hard, but a lot of guys that throw hard don't have control when they're younger, and then guys that do have control, right, like a spot pitcher like Armenteros, they just kind of get like overlooked. And Armenteros has pitched some of the best games that I've ever seen live, and he has some of the best stats in minor league baseball, really. Yeah,
he's even doing really good. He did really good last year if you look at it. I think his ERA was in like the 2. He had an ERA of 2.04 last year when he played between AAA and AA.
This year, the opponent's batting average is 237. Last year, it was 205. This year, it's 237. He hasn't done as well this year, but in most of the games he's pitched, he's done really good.
He's done really good.
Yeah, he's either done like somewhat decent, like 6 innings with like 2 runs, or he's done kind of okay. And and you talked about Armenteros' strikeouts earlier. Well, what about Josh James? Who is he strikes out like practically 12 plus in like pretty much every single game I've seen him pitch. I heard that like over the summer or over the offseason, he got like a lot of advice from Matt Scherzer, and it's really showed with his strikeouts.
Last year he had a strikeout rate of 8.5 per 9. Mm-hmm. This year, between AA and AAA, it's 14 Ks per 9.
Mm-hmm. And an interesting thing too is he was drafted in the 34th round by Houston in 2014, which is absolutely crazy with some of the numbers he's been putting up. He does lose a little bit of control sometimes, but he does have really good stuff.
He makes up for it.
Yeah,
he makes up for it.
He does have really good stuff. And, with all these pieces that the Astros have, we mentioned Garrett Stubbs, probably one of the most underrated minor league catchers in the game. Miles Straw, again, severely underrated, not really on any top prospect lists anywhere besides the Astros prospect list. And the same with Drew Ferguson as well. Like, a lot of these pieces that the Astros have, it's kind of interesting what they're going to do with them, because I know that Miles Straw and Garrett Stubbs, who have both been completely lighting it up in AAA this year, they have to be on the 40-man roster before the Rule 5 draft on December 5th.
Or someone's going to pick them out of the draft.
Yeah, or someone's going to take them. If someone doesn't take them, that wouldn't make any sense. But so, you look at the Astros roster right now, they have Brian McCann, who's getting old. He's gotten injured. Josh Redditt's a free agent. I believe Marwin Gonzalez is as well. I think I know that Jake Marisnick is going to be in his second year of arbitration this year, and he just got sent down to AAA. So, it looks like the Astros are gonna have a few roster spots for these guys coming up.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, they have with the McCann being injured. Mm-hmm. I think he's also on the last year of his contract, if you didn't say that. And, they're going to have some spots opening up.
Yeah.
So
But
It's time for them to capitalize.
yeah, but they could be traded at the deadline, which, I've heard rumors about the Astros possibly acquiring Jose Abreu, which should be interesting because the Astros DH spot hasn't really, lived up to the hype this year so far.
Evan Gattis has done pretty good.
I mean, okay, he was horrible to start the year, but
he's done really good recently.
He's been doing better, so that trade doesn't really make a lot of sense. And you're thinking,
Yul Uriel, then he's done okay, but you don't need to get an instant replacement in for him.
Mm-hmm. Like the only thing that's really a concern with this team is bullpen. That's pretty much it. You look at who they could acquire. Could they maybe get Zach Britton when Britton comes back from the disabled list?
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean,
I don't know if you want to.
I don't know if the Orioles would trade him now, though. They'd probably wait to trade him over the offseason to make sure he comes back and they would get more value for him.
Well, Britton's on his last year of his contract, I thought.
He is? I'm not sure. But
well, and he's not been that great this year either when he's healthy. I mean, he just came off the DL. He's only pitched in 10 and 2/3 innings. He has a 5.06 ERA,
so
5.9 FIP.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
so it looks like the Astros are going to be maybe staying with their current roster. That might be their best move because I honestly don't think they're going to. I don't think anymore that they're going to make it to the World Series.
Yeah, I also heard that
year.
they could go to. I also heard that they could get Brad Hand even.
I don't know. I don't
He's done
because
really good, so.
like a lot of the guys on the offense, like last year Marwin Gonzalez, I think he was hitting like 9th and he was hitting like 300 and stuff, right?
Yeah, and had like 24 home runs on the season, I think.
Like their lineup was so deep, but now it's just not because a lot of the guys are having down years that had like career years last year, right?
Yeah.
So
Reddick hit like 300 last year with 15 home runs. Springer did really similar, but with more home runs.
Yeah, I think they're still gonna win the West for sure, but when playoffs come, if they get matched up with the Yankees, I think they're out. They might be able to beat the Red Sox, but I'm not sure about the Yankees, especially if the Yankees acquire starting pitching. So if you think about the Astros, their best move might be to hold on to a guy like Garrett Stubbs, who's been hitting like 335 or something like that in AAA.
I think it was 335 or something.
And Brian McCann's getting older. You're gonna have an outfield spot open up for sure when they're probably gonna let Reddick walk in free agency.
Yeah, I don't see them really bringing him back.
Yeah, because you might as well just save the money and then try and re-sign Correa and Bregman, right? But I know that spot's going to open up. Left field, it's been like Tony Kemp, and they just called up Kyle Tucker
and
a few days ago.
Marwin Gonzalez has seen time there too.
Yeah, Marwin Gonzalez has seen time there when it's not DHing or playing the infield spot. And then, so left field is still not complete lockdown, and then you have center field, George Springer. I mean, Springer could move to right or center depending on who they call up. But, yeah, I think it's the Astros' best bet to take a step back this year. If you do go on a postseason run, great. But I don't really think it's going to be their year. They do still have a really solid team and still have a chance to make it. But based off the year that a couple of guys have been having, I don't think that they can make it.
Yeah, I don't really see them repeating this year. They're gonna go into the playoffs and they're gonna do decent in the playoffs, but
yeah,
I don't see a repeat.
Yeah, I'm thinking division round at least, and then World Series loss at most. Well, actually, I don't know. The NL's kind of weak, but okay. But they should keep whatever they need to do. They should keep Garrett Stubbs because that catcher position's looking sketchy. They also have Tim Fedorovic right now, but he's been an inconsistent veteran. They have Miles Straw, who has been lighting it up ever since he came in AAA. One of the best defenders I've seen. He can also play the infield a little bit too. And he was a relief pitcher in college, which is pretty cool. And they have Drew Ferguson, who's injured right now, and he could come back up too. He's been having a really great year in AAA as well. And then Kyle Tucker made his MLB debut a few days ago. It looks like they're going to hold on to him no matter what. So I would just say as the veterans on the team age, they should probably just keep their younger guys, you know?
Yeah, I mean, at most, I see them trading a few of their like higher level starting pitchers in the minors, like Francis Marte and David Paulino and stuff like that. But I really don't see them like completely unloading the farm system for a few guys.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get rid of Forrest either, even with the whole, PED thing and whatever last offseason. But yeah, I don't see them getting rid of anyone that's kind of top. But I really wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would be disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see Garrett Stubbs and, guys like Drew and Miles on their way when July 31st comes around. But we have to talk about the All-Star game because
there's some things we have to discuss.
Major problems with the way the All-Star game is basically formatted and kind of determined. And
I don't really like fan voting.
I think fan voting partly is fine, but alright, well, why don't you go ahead and mention the snubs?
I mean, Blake Snell, I know you can't vote for pitchers or anything, but Blake Snell did not make the All-Star roster, and he's probably going to get a few Cy Young votes this season, if you look at his numbers.
Yeah, honestly,
that's the biggest snub.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Because he has the lowest ERA in the American League.
Lowest ERA, 10.2 strikeout rate, lowest walk rate of his career at 3.4. I don't know how he doesn't make the All-Star game.
Seriously, why he didn't make the All-Star game? It's because
he's on the Rays.
Because he's on the Rays, exactly. And I don't understand because it's we have to figure out what the All-Star game is. Okay, Do you understand what I mean? Do you need me to explain that a little bit more? Because
I understand.
Okay,
I know what you mean by that.
Is the All-Star game gonna be like MLB trying to show off its stars, or is it gonna be the best players from that half season are gonna get in? What is it? Because honestly, at this point, I don't really know. How on earth is Bryce Harper a starter for this year's All-Star game?
Because his name is Bryce Harper. That's why.
He should not be a starter for the All-Star game. He's a quote power hitter, according to all his fans, that hit 2 home runs in the month of June, and he is starting the All-Star game in right field. Or center, wherever he's starting. Who cares? There are tons of guys that should be starting over him. Tons.
It's who was it? The Mets outfielder, Brandon Nimmo. He's having an amazing year, and he's not even close. I don't even think he was too close to even coming to a reserve.
Yeah, that's just... What about Christian Yelich? Because aren't the outfielders just determined by outfield, right?
I think outfielders are still determined by voting, but yeah, Yelich is still having a decent year.
He has a 2.2 WAR.
11 home runs, 11 stolen bases. That's...
What do you want? Brian Anderson should be starting over Bryce Harper. You know who else should? Jason Hayward. He's been having a better year than Bryce Harper, too.
Yeah.
And then Bryce Harper... He's not even on the team. He is starting.
He should not start,
It's unbelievable. Okay, I get the whole thing that, he's the national star player or whatever, and it's the All-Star game in Washington, D.C., blah-de-blah-de-blah. His name is Bryce Harper. He has what? He's hitting what? 216? Did he get his average up?
I think he hit a home run today.
He's hitting 218.
I think he's hitting 220 after today. But still, 220, and he's on the all-starting lineup.
220, 21 or 22 homers, whatever it is, after updates today. But
he's literally having...
And he's starting the All-Star
He's
game.
literally having a 3 true outcomes season.
I knew it was going to happen too, but... it's unbelievable. I don't understand. He shouldn't even be in the conversation to who should be on the team.
I know.
I don't believe it.
When you open it up to the fans, it turns into a popularity contest.
There has to be some sort of there has to be some sort of other source, I don't know, baseball writers vote or whatever.
I'd rather see it like that.
Like, okay, I think there should be a percentage of fan vote, like the NBA used to do it, you know? Or I think they still kind of do it that way now. I don't know, they changed it with the whole draft thing, which would be fun for, like, a separate game kind of thing, by the way, MLB, if you want to add that in. But, like, I don't... Like, there should be, like, fan vote should count for, like, 15% or something like that, or 20%. Then no fans...
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Fans will complain, like, oh, the votes don't matter. Then don't vote, for all I care. Because those are the same guys that voted for Bryce Harper to get into the All-Star game. Like, oh, a fan vote should matter to an extent. But
it should not decide the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but if you want to make it what the All-Star game is now... If we want to keep it being a popularity contest, then they're doing it perfectly at this point, right? Bryce Harper's one of the biggest faces in baseball, and you know Major League Baseball would probably... I don't know if they would like lose money directly, but they might lose some viewers or something if he wasn't on the team, whatever, right? But starting, really? I don't think. I just don't get it at all. And so the final vote has come out, and the Dodgers and the Yankees have decided to just gang up on everybody, apparently, which is just completely unfair. I think it started with the Dodgers like social media team. Yeah, whoever's on the Dodgers social media team that tweeted this to the Yankees is just, I don't know, genius. Whoever came up with this idea.
If you saw another photo, it was Aguilar and Eddie Rosario. It was a border ballot that they posted.
Okay, that isn't gonna do anything. We all know.
But
Dodger.
Still,
okay, we all know.
If you combine the Twins fan base and the Brewers fan base, it's still smaller than like the Dodgers or Yankees alone.
It's like, okay. You take the Yankees fan base, divide it by 2, and then it might be equal to the Brewers and the, Twins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be equal to their fan base. But, like, okay. Is this allowed? Because, okay, I'm pretty sure now it's going to be Max Muncy and Stanton in, for sure. Right?
Yeah.
Don't you?
I want Aguilar to go, though. I voted Aguilar.
Yeah, I voted for Bell like 20 times this morning or something, because I voted for Bell and my boy Andrelton Simmons. I only voted for Simmons because he threw me that ball on opening day. Shout out Andrelton. I voted for Bell, because Giants fan, right? And, like, teams are really kind of doing all they can, I guess. Like, I saw the Giants tweeted out a video of Hunter Pence and Derek Holland trying to get Belt to the All-Star game, and I'm going to play it right now for your enjoyment.
Listen here, brother. It's us, BB. You're probably thinking of the other BB who goes by the name of Brandon Belt. But let me tell you something, brother. We're the Ballot Brothers. The Ballot Brothers. We need all of you right now to get up out of your seats. Right now. Pull out your cell phones and start casting your votes for the undisputed, supreme, reigning, defending Brandon Belt, the best-looking guy there is out there. And let me tell you something, we gotta get him to D.C. And without you, we need your cell phones involved. You gotta get on there, and you gotta vote. Let's send him all the way to the top of the hill, brother. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that happened. And there's just like a shirtless Derek Holland, and they're running around with their tag team title belts that say "Vote for Belt" on it. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, let's get Brandon Belt to the All-Star game. But
good luck.
Yeah, yeah, like, okay, like that should be like normal, teams teaming. Is teaming allowed? I mean, I feel like the Brewers and the Twins did it like as a defense move since the Yankees and the Dodgers did it, which is just like that's cheating. It's not allowed. This is supposed to be like solos, all right? Like
yeah,
there's no teaming allowed, all right? Like, all right, well, congratulations to Max Muncy and Giancarlo Stanton for making it to the All-Star game this year. All your a few of your bandwagon fans came in to help you vote, right? But yeah, okay. So I want to ask you, since we talked about this earlier. What do you think the All-Star Game should be? A popularity contest or the best players from that season?
I think it should be. I think it should be best players if we're gonna make it like that, because I would rather see that than Harper made it because his name's Bryce Harper.
Yeah. Like, okay, it's just from MLB's perspective, it makes complete sense, right? How are you? How would,
see?
Okay, Bryce Harper. If we did this on ability only, like let's say you could only see their statistics and not their names, right? Bryce Harper would not be on the All-Star team this year, and the All-Star Game is in Washington, D.C. Don't you think MLB sees that as a problem? They don't care if Bryce Harper has 0 hits for the whole year. He would be starting the All-Star Game.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. I would think so, too, just because his name, it's in D.C.
Yeah.
And his name is Bryce Harper. Therefore, he will make the All-Star Game, regardless if he has 0 hits, 0 home runs, whatever. He's going to make it.
Part of me kind of wonders if they, meddled with the vote a little bit to make sure Bryce Harper was starting. Because I kind of find it hard to believe that many people voted for him when he's hitting .216 and only hit 2 homers in June, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem a little fishy to anybody? I don't know. We got no proof. We got no proof. But speaking of Major League Baseball meddling with things, Brett Gardner was fined $3,500 for, quote, playing too slow. Oh
yeah,
my god.
Because of the new pace of play rules that nobody here I've ever heard say they like.
Players hate it. It's not like a question. Players hate it. It's really annoying. It says he was fined roughly $3,500, okay, for 6 violations of the pace of play rules.
6 violations, which could equal about 30 seconds of playing time at most, maybe even that.
And I don't know what he was doing exactly. I mean, I'm not really sure. It's probably he stepped out of the batter's box when there was a strike. Oh no, who keeps track of this? Is there someone in the commissioner's office that just watches games and just starts finding
he stepped
people?
out of the batter's box. He took off his batting gloves. That's $1,000 fine.
That's a fine. Gardner just said he had nothing on it, and he's like, "Oh, maybe I'll talk about it more on Wednesday. We'll see." And from what I found, I don't think he did. But it's just, oh man, I don't get it. Remember when Adam Jones said that he was fined almost $50,000 or something like that for violating the pace of play rules or whatever?
I don't remember that, but that's insane.
Well, they've been doing this since 2015. They've been warning, and then they just kind of recently, but I mean not really, started fining players, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Gardner will be fine because he's in the, he has a $52 million contract, right? So I'm not concerned about it from...
Yeah, I'm not concerned, but I just still hate the fact that he was fined.
Well, okay. He did, to be fair, from Major League Baseball's perspective, it is a rule, and he was warned about it, I'm sure, from the commissioner's office, right? But...
Yeah. I still don't like the fact that he's fined.
Yeah, it's annoying. Because Major League Baseball is just kind of oh, we need to enforce these rules so then we could get little kids to watch the game and be interested.
No little kid is going to be oh, they cut out... Man, Brett Gardner, he took 30 extra seconds. I can't watch this. This is too long. Nobody ever is going to say that.
Yeah, some 5-year-old has the attention span of 5 seconds, right? Yeah. He just, I don't know, hand the kid an iPad, right? Whatever. Just, we've talked about the pace of play rules before. I think we're going to probably do a full episode on it. That sounds like fun to me, get to yell for an hour straight. But it's just, it doesn't make that much sense to me. I don't understand why they're doing this necessarily because I don't know. They need to punish him somehow, I guess. They aren't going to suspend him a game or something, right? So I guess their best method is to fine him. But to Brett Gardner, it's like he lost $5. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't care. He's probably just going to, play the way he still plays anyway. So yeah,
I still like the fact that he's fined, even if it was a small amount for a MLB player.
Yeah, he can violate it as much as he wants. I don't like him being fined either. But all right, enough on that because we got some trade deadline talk to talk about.
Yeah,
Yankees have been rumored to acquire Mike Moustakas, to play first because Greg Bird hasn't been doing that well.
And he's been injured for a good amount of the season too.
Mm-hmm. He's been injured in the past as well, I'm pretty sure. And
yeah, he missed. I think he missed all of 2016, most of 2017.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Greg Bird, but he's just injured a lot, and it's really hard from a hitter's perspective to remain constant. When you're injured all the time,
especially and then not get consistent playing time.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that the Yankees need to add Moustakas right now?
I mean, they don't. I think they should focus on other things like starting pitching.
Sonny Gray.
Okay. Sonny Gray and Tanaka, who have not been doing what they've wanted them to do.
Yeah, Sonny Gray apparently forgot how to pitch. It's just like ever since he got to the mid-market, he's just kind of been...
Yeah, Tanaka also forgot how to pitch starting last year.
So who should stay in their rotation? Severino, and then...
Severino, Sabathia, and yeah.
Yeah, Sabathia's been doing okay.
Yeah, he's had an okay season.
Yeah, he's good enough for like a 4 or 5, but...
Yeah.
Those 2 and 3 spots need to be... That's 2 spots, right? So,
2 spots, and it's Tanaka and Gray, who you were heavily relying on entering the season.
Mm-hmm. And one of the pitchers that have been rumored to go to the Yankees has been Michael Fulmer from the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah. I don't think Fulmer's done that great this season, has he?
No. Hey, he's done better than Sonny Gray, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, 4.11 ERA, 4.03 FIP. Is that really going to help the rotation?
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Yankees are just kind of... Hey, Sonny Gray gave up what? Like 8 to the Blue Jays? Yo, like every single time Sonny Gray starts now, he's trending on Twitter for giving up like 5 runs in like 2 innings. Like every single time. I know when Sonny Gray starts because I look on Twitter, oh look who's trending number 5 worldwide, Sonny Gray. A bunch of Yankee fans are like calling for his head and stuff, right? But... Okay, Yankee fans just need to kind of chill out. Like, I get it, but they're just, it's not a good time to be Sonny Gray. But Fulmer, yeah, I mean, maybe. Cole Hamels? Should they go get Cole Hamels?
Hamels has done about the same as Fulmer, but I think he's done a little better because I remember it was like 1 bad start and his ERA just jumped up. Mm-hmm. Still.
What about our favorite Reds pitcher, Matt Harvey? Well, actually, our favorite Reds pitcher is Michael Lorenzen. But how about Matt Harvey?
Harvey's actually done okay since getting to the Reds.
Mm-hmm. I'm worried though if he goes to the Yankees, he's gonna have a case of Sonny Gray syndrome, and then as soon as he gets to a big market, just trash, right?
Implodes.
Yeah, okay. It's a lot of pressure on the players going to the Yankees, especially if you're a pitcher and you're just seeing what happened to Sonny Gray, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of like I'd like a ring, but that seems kind of scary.
Is it worth being berated in New York?
Yeah. There aren't a lot of... There's no Justin Verlander this year, right? No, like... big name pitcher guy that's just kind of like, oh, we're gonna trade him, right?
Yeah, there's no like last year how Verlander was like he went to the Astros and helped them win the World Series. There's no like defined ace on the market right now.
Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't. It's just kind of. Yeah, there's no one that's like a really good number 2 behind Severino, really. That's tradable right now. So,
Yeah.
good luck, Yankees. I mean, your starting pitching is a really big problem, and this could be the reason that the Astros beat you in the division series or the ALCS this year, is just because of pitching. And it's not like the Astros bullpen's all that great, but I feel like their rotation will make up for it, especially because the Yankees' rotation is so bad right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their bullpen, do they really need a great rotation? I mean, they have so many relief pitchers. They need a guy to go 5 solid innings.
Okay,
that's it.
But they don't have that guy besides Severino and CC.
I know, so they need to get someone in that can...
Sabathia can do okay most of the time, but that's 2. Okay,
2 players,
4-man rotation. That's two other games that you're losing, right? Or they could just do like the opener strategy the whole game and just throw in their bullpen, but then their bullpen's gonna die. Severino and Sabathia would have to pitch like complete games every single time.
Yeah, I have another theory that they put in, like, you know, Chad Green and Adam Warren also have starting experience. Do you think they'll ever see time in the rotation if it gets that bad?
Maybe. Sonny Gray's been making it look pretty bad, so yeah, that should be interesting. All right. Well, Yankees, best of luck with your starting pitching problems, but you know, now former Yankee Derek Jeter now with the Marlins. Should he consider trading JT Realmuto?
I mean, depends what they get back. I think they could get it back at a decent return if they play their cards right.
If they try not to screw it up, right?
Like 3 other trades they did.
Let's get back Starlin Castro for Giancarlo Stanton. Sounds like a plan, everybody. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know why he's still there. You know he doesn't want to be there. He's like, this is horrible. They're not going to keep him in free agency once he hits free agency.
No.
So it's kind of like, trade him while his value's high. He's going to be an all-star this year, so see ya. We like prospects, and, you know, we can't afford you in free agency. We kind of like
prospects.
Because we're, like, losing money every year, right?
They kind of like prospects. They trade the MVP for, like, 3 guys that were no names.
Yeah, I don't. I really want to check up on how those guys are doing in like 3 years, but yeah, I don't know why he wasn't shipped off. I guess they couldn't find a right deal. Like, I mean, the Nationals seem to make a lot of sense. I don't know if they're like
Nationals,
the Orioles and Machado.
But the Nationals
are like
Nationals
scared.
are like, well, the Marlins are asking like Robles and Soto for him, so they're like way overpricing him, if you ask me. Some degree.
Partly.
To some degree, they kind of are.
I don't know about like, Soto. Probably someone.
Soto's done amazing still in the majors,
someone a little bit lesser than Soto.
Yeah,
you know,
but
like,
I think they could squeeze Robles out at the most. But you know, with Harper leaving, they might think about that before they make that trade.
Yeah, but there aren't really a lot of teams that are like in like dire need of a really good catcher right now that are contending, right? So they might just.
The Nationals are like the only team with that problem.
I mean the Astros,
and even
Astros maybe, but probably not.
Maybe, yeah. I mean they can go probably get someone cheaper.
Because the Marlins will ask for like Kyle Tucker and Armenteros. Astros would be like, no. But yeah, I think he's probably gonna stay this year at least. Yeah,
probably, or maybe this season, for the rest of this season.
I think
definitely not gonna survive the offseason with the Marlins.
There's no way. He has to go during the offseason, right? That's the only thing that made sense. Either offseason or like very early next year, like I don't know, April next year. If he's not traded by April of next year, I would be surprised, because it's like Marlins. What are you doing? You know, he still has a little bit of contract left. Trade him. This is how baseball works. You're tanking. You have to trade him. People don't show up to your games anyway. All right.
You have nothing to lose.
Just trade him so someone else can enjoy him while it doesn't waste his life on the Marlins. All right. Well, it was reported earlier, like a few days ago or yesterday, that the Dodgers offered their number 1 and their number 8 prospect.
Verdugo. I think it was Verdugo and Yadier Alvarez.
Yep. For Manny Machado, and the Orioles said no.
I don't know what to say about that.
That kind of shows where the Orioles headed is at. They think like Machado is like the reincarnation of Babe Ruth or Mike Trout, but they're
offered.
He only has half a year left. Orioles, be careful.
You're not gonna get much more. I don't think that they're gonna get any more than what the Dodgers offered.
Oh man, that's because like okay. Who are the teams that have been talked about? Yankees, Brewers, Dodgers. And I've heard the Diamondbacks name a little bit too.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, the front runners are probably going to be the Dodgers. I heard the Brewers were another front runner, but him going to the Brewers would be really fun. Please go to the Brewers. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Please do it. Do it, Machado. But like Yankees have the prospects to do it, but I don't know if they want to trade in division because that means Machado has a really high chance of re-signing with the Yankees. You know, if he goes to a team like the Brewers, unless he like loves it there for some reason, which in Milwaukee I don't know why he would, but unless he like loves it there, then he's gone in free agency. But like the Dodgers and the Yankees would have a chance of re-signing him. I think if he goes to the Diamondbacks, he would also just be gone, right?
Yeah, it'd be a similar situation if he went to the D-backs, similar to what happened last year with Martinez.
Yeah. I really think he's going to go to the Phillies this offseason. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I think
so too.
The Phillies and the Braves make the most sense in my mind. So, yeah, well,
Phillies make the most sense out of those two because if you look at the Braves, have a few. They have Austin Riley in the minors, who's on the verge of being ready to take over main time at third base.
All right, so where do you think he goes at the deadline?
At the deadline, Dodgers. I still think the Dodgers will do something to get him. I don't know what else that they can offer though to.
Do they really need him that much though, for what they're gonna give up for him? I know it's LA. I understand the market. It's like, especially after last year, they're like, oh, you better win the World Series this year, or all of us are gonna leave you, right? All the fans are like, God, this team sucks, right? I'm gonna go join the Yankees, right?
Like you said, the Brewers, but yeah, I mean, are the Brewers really gonna deplete?
I get the win now market, but soon it's like, Weed's getting older. Matt Kemp is having like his reincarnation year, but
I'm not gonna bet on that to carry into next year.
I'm not even betting that to carry into next season, let alone a few years after that. Kershaw's getting older. He's had injury problems this year,
and he could leave in free agency.
This is not the Astros. This team isn't that young, like overall, right? You know, Matt Muncy is one of their biggest pieces right now. He's like, started to hit for some reason. Will he keep it up?
Who knows?
Who knows, right? So if I'm the Dodgers, I don't know if I want to give up all of my future like that for possibly half a year of a player. I get that they're the Dodgers and they have a high chance of re-signing him, but
still,
I don't know. Especially when you're gonna be one of his top contenders in free agency. Probably, unless he says he's not interested in LA for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe Brewers, I think, is like the other team with a good chance of getting Machado.
I can't picture him going to the Diamondbacks. I'm not really sure why.
Diamondbacks pull another JD Martinez.
Yeah, I feel like the Diamondbacks are gonna do that for some reason. I don't. Why?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
They don't have a great farm system, and the Orioles turned out a package that included the number 27 top prospect.
Yeah, but probably either Dodgers or I think Diamondbacks still. For some reason, they're gonna pull out some voodoo magic. Like the Orioles are gonna take some like stupid offer, right? But I really want him to go to the Brewers just for the sake of making this season more fun. Him going to the Brewers would be so much fun.
I know
that. Oh, yeah, it just makes me happy thinking about it. Well, speaking of trading superstar players, should the Nationals consider trading Bryce Harper?
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. I was like, from a business standpoint, probably not, but from a player standpoint, I think you should seriously consider it.
From a business standpoint, it's like, no, stop. Just no. It's not gonna happen. From a business standpoint only, no. And like, with how much of a business baseball is, Nationals aren't even gonna put it into question. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Nationals.
don't think they will either.
Nationals are currently sitting around 500. They're 5 games out of the division, 4.5 out of the wild card. You know, we still have a lot of season left, but it's a little concerning that they're only 500, right?
Yeah.
Bryce Harper's WAR this season is
I think he climbed above the 500 line, but still.
Yeah, Bryce Harper's WAR this season is .2. It's the last year of his contract.
Yeah, according to Baseball Reference, .2 for Bryce Harper.
Okay, if you're the Nationals, Bryce Harper's such a superstar player, right? And you know, I know he's having probably like his worst year, like one of his worst years, if not the worst of his career, right?
Yeah.
And that's speaking about the
worst
future
of his
too.
career.
Yeah, it's the worst of his career, but I mean, like, you know, when he's 40, he might have a better year than this, to be honest with you. But yeah, like, I think he just needs to figure a few things out. Like, he's been shifted on a lot that hasn't really worked out for him. You know, the power hitter only hit 2 home runs in June, right? So, Bryce Harper fans, it's time to be quiet. But, like, you know, the Nationals still have a pretty good chance of re-signing him when you think about it. You know, when you think about Bryce Harper free agency, you're thinking, oh, he might go to the Yankees, or he might go join Chris Bryant on the Cubs, or I heard he might go to the Giants, which please don't sign him to a $400 million contract, Bobby Evans. Please don't do it, Bobby Evans.
He comes off a year where he like bats under 250.
Yeah,
it'll be shocking, somewhat surprising if he bats a 250 or higher.
Yeah, if the Giants sign him, I might have to take my fan talents to the Astros, or I could join you on the Pirates, and we both can be miserable together. But, like, you know, it's just, they're gonna keep him. We all know it's gonna happen. They're gonna keep him, and then free agency.
That doesn't mean they should, though.
Free agency might just resign because he's had such a bad year. If he had a better year, I think he's either going to like the Cubs, or the Cubs. You know, the Yankees have been thrown around. It's his favorite childhood team. You know, it's the Yankees. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense for the Yankees, but
the Yankees are
the Yankees. do we really need to say anything else besides the Yankees as a reason, right? like you know, any time a free agent is a free agent and it's like a somewhat decent or pretty good player, unless it's
the Yankees are always in talks.
Yeah, the Yankees are pretty much always in talks unless they have like a lockdown at that position, right? Like, you know, let's say it's 2000, I don't know, 2 or whatever, right? Like, I don't know, Omar Vizquel or someone is a free agent, right? They aren't going to go after him because they have like Derek Jeter at shortstop, right? But, you know, unless it's a complete lockdown position and he doesn't have any secondary positions that he can play either, then it's kind of like the Yankees are always in free agency talks.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't be drawn to the Yankees, right? Honestly. Like, who wouldn't be drawn to the Yankees or the Red Sox and blah-de-blah-de-blah?
Yeah, because of just the big market, and you are playing for such a historic team, too. With a good chance of making it deep into the playoffs.
Yep. And you know, you could get a ring. There you go. So, yeah. So, where do you think Bryce Harper is going to end up this offseason in free agency?
I don't know, because I kind of like, I still kind of think like the Phillies or something will go after him just to look into him, but I'm not really sure. Where do you think he's going to go?
I don't know, man. I got a really weird feeling he's going to the Giants. It sounds weird now, and I don't really like the idea of Harper and Strickland sharing a clubhouse. I mean, it's kind of funny when you think about it, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Also, another thing. Also, the Cubs. I think the Cubs might.
Cubs.
If I really think about Cubs,
I'm thinking Cubs or Giants. I'm pretty sure he's gonna stay in the National League. I think. I don't really think he's gonna go to the Yankees. You know, it's intriguing, especially because they were his favorite childhood team, right?
Yeah.
You know, so. Oh man, I'm thinking Cubs or Giants, or he re-signs with the Nationals because he's had such a bad year. But especially now, since his value is going to be a lot lower. It's going to be a lot lower than what we thought it would be at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And Giants are coming
yeah.
off the non-luxury tax here, so they're going to have a bit of money.
Do you think a team though will be dumb enough and pay him $400 million?
No, there's no way.
I don't.
If someone does that, that GM needs to be fired on the spot. Right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, especially after last offseason, you know, everything that happened last offseason, it's just kind of like, no. Teams aren't doing this anymore. We stopped. We're stopping with the 300 million plus contracts unless it's, you know, like I mean, like, you know, 350 plus. Just no, not happening.
No,
stop.
Especially after the season he's having.
Yeah, like he's had so much success in the past, but man, if he goes to the Giants, that'd be so weird and funny at the same time with him and Strickland in the clubhouse. And I feel like the Giants will like trade Strickland in the offseason just to be like, hey, he's gone. He's gone, Bryce. You could come in. It's all okay. But yeah, I'm really thinking Giants or Cubs, and Cubs really just because the Chris Bryant factor.
Yeah, and they're gonna build like a super team basically.
Oh yeah, they're gonna go get like Kershaw and crap too. Watch, but yeah, so it's a few interesting thoughts on Bryce Harper, and I think this happened about a week ago, a few days ago, that Mejia was reinstated from the restricted list for seemingly no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I know he like repealed it or something, but that was back in like when he got his third suspension in early 2016. So it's just like weird that it just happened now. Like there was no signs of it happening. It's not like, oh, MLB's looking into doing this or something.
Yeah,
just like he is reinstated.
Like I didn't see any reports like that. It was just kind of, oh, he's back, boom, and everyone's like, why? Like, the only reason I could think of is MLB messed up on one of the PED suspensions, you know, like a Ryan Braun kind of thing, right?
Did you also hear what he did, what happened into, like, the month after he got suspended?
No, what did he do?
He claimed there was a conspiracy against him because he admitted to the first PED suspension, but he completely denied the next two. He said he acted like there was some conspiracy against him or something.
I don't know.
Which...
is like why you out of all people, right?
Yeah,
you know, you're
like,
not some superstar player, basically. I mean, he was good. I guess,
okay, but he wasn't like Mets ace pitcher or anything like that.
There has to be something behind this that it's behind closed doors and we don't know about it, and we'll probably never know about it unless Mejia speaks publicly about it, which he probably isn't allowed to do, or else he's going to get suspended again, or banned for life, right?
Yeah, that was probably
one of those, like, super shady things that it's just kind of like either Major League Baseball messed up, or there's something going on the inside.
Because it's just such a random occurrence for it just to happen. Like, no signs of it happen, no, like, MLB's investigating this, reinvestigating, just, Mejia's back. That was it.
If he did... if he really had 3 suspensions, he did PEDs 3 times, right?
Yeah.
He should not be playing anymore.
I don't think so either.
At all. He should.
There has to be some reason they reinstated him. Yeah. That wasn't just because they felt like it.
That wouldn't happen, and you know, I also saw you put on the podcast topics list that, you know, like, why lift this one? The reason is we don't know, right? And, you know, what about Pete Rose or Shoeless Joe Jackson, right?
Yeah, they're not allowed in the Hall of Fame, but it's like, this was just, like, weird, you know?
Especially Shoeless Joe Jackson. I mean, we know Pete Rose cheated, but just Joe Jackson. From what I've seen, there's not anything like, set in stone, right? I mean, there's like a little bit of evidence, but not really anything, like really set in stone. But yeah, so Mejia got reinstated for seemingly no reason whatsoever, which I don't get. I mean, MLB maybe made the right choice because there has to be some mistake that they're not telling us about, right?
There has to be, because it's
some
not
mistake
like
or something.
This does not happen every day or something, or this is not like something that often happens,
Mm-hmm. But, well, so Mejia's going to be. Is he going to rejoin the Mets this year? Do you know, or is he gonna?
He's still suspended for the rest of this season, but he'll return with the Mets next year. Another thing I thought was interesting is that he's still getting like service time for the MLB.
What?
I think
What?
I saw some. I think I saw something like that online.
It's not even okay. All right then. Well, and another player was suspended. Cubs prospect Oscar De La Cruz was suspended, and he was banned for the same substance that Robinson Cano was.
Yeah, and something that I want to point out is that he was from the Dominican Republic. If you look at the last 27 different bans, not including Mejia's 3 straight bans, just counting it as one, of the 27 different players that were banned, 20 of them were from the Dominican Republic. Do you think like the MLB should look into that?
Does that set off any alarms to anyone in Major League Baseball? Does anyone find that suspicious? I mean, okay, I feel like a big reason for that is, I remember we talked about this like a few podcasts ago. It's like, the pressure that is put on DR players, right? They have to throw 100, right? And, look like they're about to go help the Avengers defeat Thanos, right? like you have to be like these like massive dudes that throw gas and hit bombs, right? To be like considered. It's absolutely crazy, and they have to do all this when they're like 16. To try and get a major league contract, and it's a lot of pressure put on the players, but even with that, I think. Them
20 out of the last 27. That's a little suspicious.
Okay, if they know that they're doing it, it just shows that the type of people that they are, really. I think.
Yeah.
Because, like,
type of people like MLB, you mean?
Yeah, it's harder on them, obviously, than it is in the U.S. for kids growing up, but unless they're being like given something that they don't know what it is, and it's PEDs, and they just think it's like a
vitamin or supplement or something.
Something like that, right? Then, someone figure that out, please, right? But if they know that they're saying, oh, these are performance-enhancing drugs, they're still legal in MLB, but it might help you get there, and they're like, oh, okay, whatever, and then they take it anyways, right?
That shouldn't be happening.
Okay, well, yeah, that shouldn't be happening. And then the players that do that, I mean, it's kind of like, should they even be there? Because a lot of the offenses, like, should they just be straight up banned? Or should they only have, like, 2 bans before they have to get fully suspended? Because, like, it's been happening a lot with DR players.
Yeah, if you look, like I said, 20 of the last 27 since 2015.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think MLB is investigating this right now, but they need to really get on.
If they aren't, they should look into that,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, like, in a few weeks, right, we might see, another player suspended for PEDs, and it's another DR player, and then no one will really be surprised.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to finish off this podcast by discussing the Giants and their postseason chances. And I absolutely love the trade that they made yesterday. Was it yesterday? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
All right. So, the Giants traded right-handed reliever Corey Guerin, outfielder Austin Jackson, and pitching prospect Jason Barr to the Rangers in exchange for basically nothing. It's a player to be named later or cash. So,
yeah, frees up some roster spaces and some payroll.
Mm-hmm. they basically used this to call up Steven Duggar, and who's an outfielder, and right-handed pitcher Ray Black, who's been one of the best relief pitchers in minor league baseball all season, right? And so far, Duggar's been having a pretty decent season. Black's been really, really good, and so they got called up the other day. Steven Duggar has first major league hit, but this trade is like absolutely amazing. It makes a lot of sense for the Giants because they got rid of like their two worst players, right? Also,
and got cash in return too,
and cap space. So Jackson is the worst player by F4 on the Giants with a negative 0.8, right? And then Corey Guerin had a negative 0.3, right? So and it helps them get a little bit younger too, and it gives guys like Steven Duggar and Ray Black a chance to, that
get some major league time and see and kind of try them out.
They've deserved it from what I've seen from them so far. So, really good trade for the Giants, and it also opens up the possibility of them adding a pretty big, pretty much any piece that they get would be big for the Giants at the trade deadline.
Yeah, and it also helps them with their chances. They got Cueto back a few days ago, who got off to an amazing season before getting injured, and they got Samardzija, who came off to a slow start, but still, Samardzija can still be a useful pitcher.
Yeah, Cueto didn't have the best return start. I think Samardzija did pretty decent.
Oh, he started? I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, he gave up like 5 to the Cardinals in like 2 innings or something like that. I think he pitched a few more innings than that, but I know he gave up like 5 and 2. He gave up like a 3-run homer, solo shot, and like a double or something like that. Samardzija game, I'm pretty sure he did okay. I wasn't able to watch that one, but I really think this team is going to the postseason. There may be a little bit of bias there, but it's the National League, dude. Anything can happen in the National League right now.
The National League, it's not like the American League right now.
Only 3.5 out of the division, 4 out of a wild card spot. They're 47 and 45. They're looking good, man.
They could make it,
especially with Cueto back. Biggest need, and they don't have Longoria right now either, who is starting to heat up before he got injured. And Sandoval has been playing great. So
once he got some more playing time, he started batting better, but he's not been so great recently.
Posey's resting up right now.
Still though,
Posey's resting up right now. He's having a pretty decent season. A lot of Buster Posey's power has gone away, but honestly, this team didn't have a lot of power anyway, so that's not what Giants baseball is, and not what Giants baseball really will be since they play at AT&T Park. But he's hitting over 300 every year, so I can't really complain. He could have 0 home runs for all I really care.
285 still, but I'd still take Posey if you gave him to me,
Yeah, he
gets on base a lot.
Yeah, he's been slumping a little bit recently, but I'm pretty sure he'll pick it up once he gets fully
especially
rested.
with the defense he brings with the M2.
And D-Rod, son of Pudge Rodriguez, has been killing it. He's been doing absolutely amazing his last few starts.
I thought he was optioned, wasn't
he? He was optioned.
I don't know.
Please tell me they didn't. If they optioned him, oh my gosh, please no. I'm going to look at it right now. If they optioned him,
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Let me look at the transactions.
Derek Rodriguez, right?
Yep.
No, I think he's at the majors. I don't.
Okay. Yep, he's still there. All right, good. Okay. Thank goodness. I was about to say, why?
I wasn't sure. I was like, I thought I heard something about Rodriguez.
He's been our best pitcher in the rotation. Why would you send him down? Oh man, that would have been. Yeah, I would have lost that. I would have lost it. But okay. So what do you think? You don't really have any bias towards the situation. Do you think this team makes the playoffs?
Yeah, I think that they have a good shot right now. But if they don't make it, it wouldn't be like horribly surprising to me.
Do they make it? Yes or no?
Maybe.
Hey, Yes or no question, Noah. Stop dodging the question. Yes or no? Do you
Yes,
make it?
yes. Even if it's, but probably just barely.
So you're thinking like second wild card,
Second wild card.
and then they win because Bumgarner throws a complete game shutout,
Yeah.
right? Exactly.
I have no bias against the team, even though like 3 of the former Pirate All-Stars on that team.
Yeah. See, McCutcheon's on the team. You gotta cheer for them now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think unless you have anything to add, no.
No.
Yes. No.
Nah.
No. Okay. That's going to do it for today's podcast, and we made it. It's our longest podcast ever.
Yeah, we're going on
Yay!
a little over an hour.
We're going up. Thanks to everyone who listened to the entire thing. If you're listening on YouTube, I've heard some of you complain like, "Oh, why is it on YouTube? It's gonna kill my battery or something." Usually shortly after it uploads on YouTube, I'll put it up on the Pinch Runners site as well, so then you could just listen to it from the audio and then turn your phone off while the audio still plays, right? So your battery doesn't die. We're doing a little bit of website redesign right now, so I don't know if this one will be up right after, but it should be up in at most a day after it releases on YouTube. And yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the Pinch Runners or the Secondary Leads channel. Subscribe to the Pinch Runners as well. And you can check out my YouTube channel as Dawson Wright on YouTube. And I'd like to thank everyone for listening again, and we will see you in the next podcast.